Hello Tony, this is David over here in England. This is the video that I said that I would send to you. The first thing I did, Tony, a month ago was to paint the boot and to paint the bumper. But the guy who supplied me the paint told me it was the original colour, but as you can see, possibly see, that the quarter panel and the boot and the bumper are two totally different colours. The boot is slightly darker. But I had done that before I come to know about Learn Auto Body and paint, so I'm hoping to do it a bit better this time. So what I'd like to do, Tony, I've got two repairs to make. I've got a repair just here to make, there's a small ding, and there's on the other side, in this area here on the other side, there's a slight ripple. I just want to sort that out and then get on with the painting. But what I would like to do is to paint the boot down into the bumper, onto both quarter panels, coming through towards the door and up into the roof line in this area here, on both sides. But what I'd like to know from you, Tony, if you could give me this help and instruction, is when I do come onto the quarter panel and start to rise into the boot, where do I stop with my base coat and where does the blending start? That would be great, Tony, if you could get that to me. Thank you, Tony. Bye for now.
Alright, so my answer to your question is, you're saying that you want to paint the trunk, the bumper cover, into the quarter panel, but you don't know where to blend up here. Okay, so anywhere is fine. If you have a dent over here or up here, you just want to make sure you could blend like in this area. It doesn't matter where you blend, okay? So all you have to do to prepare for the blend is get some 2000 grit paper and a water sand, scuff the area. Okay, so if your dent is here and your damage is fixed right over here, you want to make sure you sand like up to here. The thinner the area, the better. It's going to be easier for you to blend because it's less space that you have to blend. Okay, if you have to blend here, it's going to be more, and maybe you might see it, maybe you may not. It depends on how well you blend. But I suggest blending at the narrowest spot. Okay, so 2000 it, then you want to mix your 90 and 10 clear and reducer mixture. Okay, like I say, 10% clear and 90% reducer. Mix it up in your spray gun, and you just want to base it all the way through. So your dent is here, you want to base it to here, right? You're still going to have your 2000 this whole area, and then you're going to melt it in with your reducer right around here. Okay, so let's go ahead and just do a better demonstration. 1 second. Alright, of course the taping job will be better than this. We'll actually have the whole door covered. This is just for video. I wanted to show you this section right in here, okay? Now, just imagine that this whole piece was sanded with 2000. So what I want you to do is take your 2000 grit sandpaper, wet sand it before you tape it, all the way like up in here, okay? We're not going to even come close to this area, but just come here anyway, because you're going to end up buffing this whole rail out anyway, okay? So let's just say this whole thing is 2000 grit, our whole quarter panel, right? Just this area is going to be our 600 grit because you did your body work, it's filled, it's primed, it's ready to be based, right? So like I say, we do our base coat up in here. Now our clear coat, we're going to go around the car one time. We're going to probably come all the way up to here and blend in right in here. Remember we blended our base up into here? Clear coat's going to come up to here. Alright, and our second coat, we're going to go up a little higher and lay it on pretty thick. Now in this area, we're going to do a little roll, okay? We're actually going to have our roll down a lot sooner. Maybe right around here. Kind of like that. All right, it's nothing. It doesn't have anything to do with your clear going all the way to here and stopping. All right, it doesn't have anything to do with that. Of course, this area is going to be masked with paper. All right, by your roll. This little roll here is just when overspray hits it, it's not going to make a crease line. Alright, that's the only reason for this roll. Alright, you want to roll the tape just in this area, pull it back, but we're not going to get close to this area. Like I said, our base is going to fade into this area right around here. First coat of clear is going to come around here. Second coat of clear is going to fade into about here. Okay? Now, we're going to pull this back. Alright, we may see a little small line here of clear, just some overspray looking. And remember, this whole area is going to be 2000 grit, right? We're still going to have this 2000 sanded. Right? So, after your second coat of clear, the final coat, you want to take out all of your clear from your gun and do a 90-10 mixture. So put maybe about 10% of your clear in a cup, 10 to 15% of your clear that was in the gun in another cup, and add about 85 to 90% reducer. Same reducer you use to reduce your clear coat or your base coat, same stuff. Mix it up, and all we're going to do is you're going to see our little overspray area of clear coat. It may look a little dry, that's okay. We're just going to get this section and just melt it in this area. Okay, as long as that dry spot looks a little wet, you don't want to squeeze your gun too much because this is very thin stuff. The blender is very thin, so if you spray too much, it's going to start running and you're going to mess the area up. You're going to have to wait till it dries, resand it, and do this area again. But we don't want to get into there because you're not going to make that mistake. Just go very lightly. Practice on the piece of paper if you have to. Alright, very lightly. You're just going to fade in this area. Maybe if your clear coat overspray line ends here, right? If it ends here, you want to do your blender till maybe around here, or even less, up to here. Okay? So I hope you understand. Say the glossy part of your clear coat ended around here. Okay? So you sprayed your clears glossy, you faded it, okay? This tape isn't here. This is where the glossy really ended, okay? You take that off, alright, and you're going to have your glossy and then overspray in this area, alright? So we're actually going to take this off when you're done, right? You're going to take all of this off, and you're just going to use your blender to blend it in this area, alright? Let it dry. Once it's all dry the next day, you're going to get your 2000 sandpaper, and you're just going to sand this whole area again smooth. Just keep sanding it. I show you this exact same step on the CRV blending videos. So watch that, because I do it on the post and on the bottom of the quarter panel. I did it. We showed you this exact same step on the CRV videos. After that's done, then you're going to get your compound and you're going to buff this whole area rail out, whatever, up to how far you did your 2000. So if you're 2000 up to here, we're just going to buff the whole thing, this whole section. And if you do need color sanding and buffing here, just sand the whole thing out anyway. You could buff your whole quarter panel, your trunk out, whatever. Just make sure that this area is smooth, so when you buff it, that'll be your blend job, and that's it. I hope you understand. If you have any questions, just leave a little comment below the video right over here, and I could get to you. So I hope you understood this. I hope it was clear enough that it's how you do your blending. Alright, so it's Tony. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next videos. Bye.